Hello and welcome back to Asia. Now, in this video, I have a very crazy story about 4 police officers in the Philippines kidnapping 4 tourists and torturing them for ransom money. I'm going to go ahead and read you guys all the details. Then we're going to take a look at some comments from foreigners and locals. I'll go ahead and share my thoughts with you after. Here we go. 4 police officers assigned in the Philippines capital region have been arrested for kidnapping for ransom that victimized 4 foreign tourists, officials said on Wednesday. 2 of the officers on board motorcycles flagged down a luxury car carrying 3 Chinese and 1 Malaysian over the weekend, while the armed civilian cohorts handcuffed and dragged the 4 tourists into a van. 2 of the Chinese managed to escape and notified authorities, police said. The remaining captives were beaten and kidnapped but freed overnight after paying 2.5 million pesos, that's over 43,000 USD, for ransom. Information provided by the freed tourists and images from the security cameras led to the arrest of the 4 police, including a police major, he said. A security camera footage that police obtained showed the suspect kidnappers, including one who appeared to be in police uniform, stopping a car, then forcibly pulling out its passengers in full view of many passing motorists. One of the passengers is seen struggling to break loose as he was shoved into a van. I quote, "I was shocked that the policemen were the ones involved," Abalo said in a news conference where the 4 police were presented in handcuffs and orange detained shirts. I quote, "This incident is a serious breach of public trust and core values of the police force." Police said that they're looking for at least 10 other suspects who were not police but implicated in the kidnapping. Police said they filed criminal complaints for kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery against the suspects. Former President Rodrigo Duterte has described many members of the National Police, numbering more than 230,000 nationwide, as, I quote, "rotten to the core," although he ordered them to enforce his anti-drug crackdown that led to the killings of thousands of mostly poor suspects. The International Criminal Court has been investigating the large-scale killings as a possible crime against humanity. Whoa! Duterte and the national police chiefs who served under him had denied authorizing extrajudicial killings, although the former president had publicly threatened drug suspects with death during his presidency, which ended in 2022. I'll get to the last bit in a second, let you guys know why the whole President Duterte and all that was kind of significant to this story. But first, let's take a look at the comment section. Before we do that, take a quick second. If you're new to the channel, you're sitting there anyway, it's completely free. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Here are the comments. Someone says, "You're quite safe. Somehow, they're targeting illegal Chinese immigrants, usually Philippines offshore gaming operator workers, to extort money, and most of the time, they're masterminded by another Chinese that gives them targets to pick." Yeah, my personal thoughts initially was like this might be an isolated incident. However, I know this is not the first time this has happened when people have been kidnapped in the Philippines, even as recently as last year when there was a Korean student that was allegedly kidnapped, so in Cebu. But my point is, there's got to be something much bigger, because for 4 officers with 10 other people, one of them being a major in the police department, to go ahead and kidnap people in broad daylight, torture them, get ransom money, is quite the severe crime. And I wonder where they had the audacity to do that. I feel like some not words, but like, I don't know, something about the story smells fishy to me, because like, firstly, only 43,000 for ransom. I know that's a lot of money, but when you consider over 14 people are involved, that's just over $3,000. Not a lot of money to go ahead and jeopardize your whole career and everything else. But let me take a break here. There's so many things to cover. I'm trying to get my thoughts organized and in order. Firstly, yeah, this is clearly a targeted incident. How did they know, obviously, which car had the people in it? Why were they doing it in broad daylight? How did they know the ransom was going to be given to them so quickly? I feel like there's bigger organizations involved, whether they're from Chinese or even Filipinos themselves, the police officers, the majors. Maybe they had some information, some intel during some previous raids. I have no clue. But the problem is, when you have a handful of people doing things like this, it really makes the whole country look bad, especially for tourists and foreigners that are coming to the Philippines for the first time, for example. It's one of those things that are still attached to the Philippines, that stigma of being dangerous. Now, personally, I've never felt anything like that. I've been going in and out of the Philippines for 5 years. Never once did I feel like in danger of any kind. But then again, I stay out of gambling trouble. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do crazy stuff. Not saying these innocent people, or presumably, I mean, they are innocent because they got kidnapped and tortured. My point is, there's bad incidences everywhere, but when it's so severe like this, it really kind of sheds the light on the whole situation. So I really want to know some more details in the future. I'm fairly new to the Philippines considering what back in the day might mean. I wasn't here before Duterte. I feel like before that guy, there was even more problems. But then that president has his own issues with the humanitarian rights that we all kind of just briefly read about. I'm not going to get into all that. But the point is, when this kind of stuff happens, it really, as I mentioned earlier, it's a negative impact on the whole country as the Philippines, and even for us tourists. Now, next time you might see a police officer, it might be at the back of your mind, is this guy going to protect me? Is he going to, help me? We don't want the same kind of situation going on with the distrust that's happening in the US and Canada, where they have to wear body cams, and people misbehave just because they know police may not do anything anymore. But that's a whole different story. There's so many layers to these things, right? So this is just a surface level. I just read the story a couple days ago. I'm making the video now because I think it's something that we should all be aware of. If even if you are just doing normal things, you never know when something bad could happen to you. But I don't know, it's like, I feel like it's just a one isolated thing, but I also don't want to downplay it. I don't really know how I feel about the situation. Firstly, obviously the police officers are in the wrong. Obviously the tourists are victimized here, but I just want to know more about how this happened. Why is this happening? Where does this guy, the police, how dumb are they? Do they not know there's gonna be people watching? They're wearing the uniform, there's gonna be cameras in places. So that's what I'm saying. Are they really that stupid? Those officers, those individuals. For those that are gonna say, oh well, they need money because they don't make enough money, come on, grow up, don't be stupid. Just because you have a low salary doesn't justify kidnapping, torturing, and holding people for a ransom, especially tourists. Because now look what happened to, for example, Thailand. A lot less Chinese tourists are going there because of the shooting that happened last summer. My point is, incidences isolated can really have a huge impact on your tourism, on the economy, on the way you're perceived, and on the worldwide stage. Just so many implications because of one or two or a handful of people doing some stupid stuff. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on about this topic. I thought it was interesting, a big story, of course. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this incident. Anything you want to share. If you take the time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. And if you enjoyed this video, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I mean, you're sitting there anyways. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.